Do you live with someone that complains that the duct vents need to be cleaned out? Divorce them. Why? Because everything makes them sick, except their stuff. Yeah, if the ducts aren't cleaned every 3 months, they get sick and they blame you. But they can keep all the dust collecting stuff they want, and you can't say shit to them. Fuck them. Okay. Divorce them and burn, burn, baby, burn. There's such an emotional attachment to stuff. And you don't realize this until you go through life and you start to downsize. You know, when I started to throw out things in my house and get it ready to put on the market, I remember me standing in my walk-in closet, and I had a bunch of clothes that were brand new and they had the tags on them. And I would put them in a trash bag, and then I'll put the trash bag in my garage and get it ready for garbage day. But then almost immediately, I would go back down to the garage and I would say, I can't throw this out. These are all good things. And I didn't realize how strong of an emotional attachment to inanimate objects that aren't alive, how strong that is emotionally and mentally. And then over the years, as I've lived a downsized nomadic life, I've observed society and storage units, and I saw this with my mother when she was throwing out stuff in her house, and even now she lives in a very small apartment thing. And so, but the collection of stuff, even in a small apartment, due to emotional attachment, not really practical use, not really need. You know, people cry the blues, but most people don't need much. You know, someone asked me the other night, what do I spend my extra money on? It's a good question. And, you know, I would say, you know, probably just food. You know, eating what I want when I want, as far as good food. But for 5 years, I've pretty much bought no inanimate object, no clothing, no gadgets. You know, to me, the only thing that's truly, truly worth your money is your smartphone, because your smartphone is your greatest resource. Okay, you can work from it. You can communicate to friends and family throughout the world. You can get directions. You can get information. You can get entertainment. You can get healthcare. You can transfer money. Your phone is your greatest resource, and your phone fits in your pocket. And I think people have too many pockets. I think people have too many pairs of jeans, too many pairs of slacks. I probably have too many pairs of shorts. Oh, yeah. In my duffel bag, the one bag of clothes I own, I probably got, I don't know, 10 pair of shorts. I probably own too many. I probably only really need 3, 4 max. I do laundry once a week. So, you know, emotional attachment just to clothes. Forget about, like, some, you know, your grandfather gave you an army blanket. Forget about, like, you know, stamp collections and all this other stuff. You're going to inherit a bunch of stuff that your parents were emotionally attached to but served no purpose in their life, and now you feel bad for throwing it out. No, I'd say throw it out. I'd say throw out 90% of what you own. And if you don't believe me that an emotional attachment to stuff is serious, then go visit storage units where they have real estate sales, auctions about storage units where people abandon their stuff. Foreclosures on storage units. It's crazy. I talk about it a lot, but it's such a powerful message for people out there trying to change their life. See, why is this a powerful message if you're trying to change your life? Because you can't change your life when you're bogged down, when you have all these things you got to bring with you to your new life. You can't put new wine in old wine skins. That's a parable. You can't bring all your old stuff to your new life. But people will try. They'll rent pods. They'll rent 18-wheel moving trucks. They'll try to bring everything from their past life to their new life. And even if they do, when they get to their new life is going to look like their old life. And their old life was so uninspiring, they uprooted their life. But all they did was repeat a cycle. They brought all their stuff from a season of life where it was dead, and they tried to resurrect it in another part of the country or their life. And all they're doing, guys, is they're moving the stuff from their closet to a smaller closet. I did that. They're moving their stuff from the house they hate to the house they think that's going to change their life. You got to change how you look at life. That's what we're talking about today. Click this thumbs up. We got to talk about how you look at stuff that keeps you trapped. We got to talk about efficiency, using what you have, and if you don't use it, throw it out. We got to talk about, though, when you go to throw it out, you're mentally disturbed. You can't do it. You can't let go. You got your kids' fucking baby shoes. You got a bike and your fat ass ain't rode that bike in over fucking 5 months, okay? How often do you ride a bike, rent a bike? And you goes, oh, last time I threw out a bike, all of a sudden I wanted to go on a bike ride. Then I had to spend $200 more. Give me a break. If that's your mindset, guys, just buy a storage unit. Get your life over with, okay? And then make sure you put on your will that my storage unit goes to my kids, so they have to have the burden of throwing out stuff I didn't have the mental capacity to throw out. Never forget it. I want to tell you today, one is no one wants to be left stuff. They want liquid assets. And number two is you don't want stuff, but you're just mentally not strong enough. But you can get mentally strong enough. How? Keep throwing it in the trash bag until you build up enough courage to throw it in the dumpster and never look back. Don't look back at your old life. Don't turn to salt. You quote scripture, but you really don't live the scripture. You live in this delusional state. State of delusion. Forget a state of emergency, guys. We got a state of delusion. Where stuff controls people's real breathing life. All your dead objects in your shed, in your storage unit, they run your life. You don't run your life. Because, the only reason you need a house that big is for stuff. The only reason you pay $150 a month for a storage unit is because you got to keep your stuff safe. Oh, stuff runs your world. No one else, not the government. No one else, it's you, your mind. Guys, you can give people freedom. Watch them put themselves in their own prison. Watch them put their stuff in a gated community called a storage unit. Watch them buy a shed in back of their house and put a lock on it and run electricity to their shed. Yeah, make sure you got electricity for your shed. Oh, stuff. There's so many emotions when you hear about stuff, when you look at stuff, when you try to throw out stuff. Humans are more emotional than logical. And it's not a bad thing, but I got to get you a little fired up to start your furnace. Because right now you're living in a cold winter and your passion for life has burnt out. Your pilot light in your furnace of your soul has burnt out. And I'm sitting there going click, 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 click. And I'm lighting that candle lighter and I'm setting your soul on fire. Even if it gets you upset, click that thumbs down. Click that blue join. But whatever you click the furnace start ignition button in your soul that is not fiery. Your soul's dead. Your soul looks like a storage unit, a hollow shell of a life once lived. Your soul has been stored away for too long. You got 80 years, on average, a human has 80 years to figure out what they want to do with their life. After that, they go to another dimension. We don't know what's after that dimension, what's after this dimension. But we know this. In this world, in this dimension, most people are going to have a shed with electricity. They're going to have a storage unit they don't visit. And they're going to have a bike they haven't rode in over 6 months. And all they're going to do is watch videos. And the minute they go to downsize, they're going to buy more containers. Guys, when you downsize, you don't buy containers, you buy trash bags. It's the biggest falsehood of downsizing. Buy storage containers. No, buy trash bags. And get your mind so intense, so fiery, that you throw it all out. You don't keep any of it. Even the emotional attached stuff. Will you do that? Hey guys, we already know life. Most people ain't gonna do shit. They gonna complain, they ain't gonna do shit. So what's the message of hope? You don't have to be most people. The message of hope, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, there's a seed. There's a pilot light lit in your furnace of your soul. Now you have to decide, or you're going to let that furnace burn, or are you just going to store your soul next to the 50 filters for your furnace that you have in your utility room? Is your soul going to be stored right next to your furnace where all your extra furnace filters are? Or are you going to actually let your soul burn with the passion of your dreams? Do you live with someone that complains that the duct vents need to be cleaned out? Divorce them. Why? Because everything makes them sick except their stuff. Yeah, if the ducts aren't cleaned every 3 months, they get sick and they blame you. But they can keep all the dust collecting stuff they want and you can't say shit to them. Fuck them. Okay. Divorce them and burn, burn, baby, burn. And if that is too much of an intense message for you, go take a nap in your shed that has electricity and wake up to hell. A miserable 80 years that you gotta wait to see if your next life is gonna be better than this life. Damn, man. That is not the type of life I wanna live, man. Nah, I can't do that. So, guys, I gave you a lot in this message, girls. Is anyone listening? Well, guys, out of 27,000 subs on my YouTube channel, a couple hundred people watch. So what does that say? That says about only 1 to 5% of people ever listen to you. Ever. And probably less than 1% will ever do anything about their dreams. So what does that tell us? That means 99.9% of people are just gonna take a nap and buy stuff they don't need. And that's a powerful statement on humans, human emotion, and stuff.